In the United States, over 500,000 people are missing, and unfortunately, many of these cases may never be investigated. However, there are a few instances in which the case is solved, and the individual who was reported missing is located alive, sometimes several years later. But first, hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video, we will tell you about 15 of the most intriguing cases of people found alive after being reported missing. But before starting the video, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get all the latest updates, as we'll make more videos on interesting topics in the future. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure to subscribe to it. Now, let's get started. Number 15. Arthur Gerald Jones. Arthur Gerald Jones, a trader from Chicago, just disappeared in 1979, leaving his wife and 3 children behind. In the end, he was said to be dead. We all know, though, that this is not the end of the story. He was found in Las Vegas in 2011 using a fake name. He was running from the mob and used different names and counterfeit IDs to live in other parts of the country. Jones was found working under Joseph R. Sendelli at the Rampart Casino in Las Vegas. Number 14. Julian Hernandez. Julian Hernandez's father, the Bobby, took him away from his mother in Alabama when he was 5 years old. His mother reported him missing, but they didn't find him until Julian was 18 and trying to get into college. A mistake in his social security number put him on the list of missing people. Julian didn't know he was a person who had gone missing. After that, Bobby Hernandez was caught and charged with kidnapping. Number 13. Elizabeth Stewart. In 2002, Brian David Michelle and his wife, Wanda Barzee, held a knife to 14-year-old Elizabeth Smart's neck and took her away. She was raped and beaten many times while she was in captivity. This continued for 9 months until the couple, who was with her in Sandy, Utah, saw her and saved her. Number 12. Robert McDonough. Robert McDonough was 73 years old when he was reported missing in Leamington, Maine. He had dementia. Monday at 4 p.m. when a local news crew on WMTW said that he had gone missing. They found him at the same time. McDonough walked right up to the camera after coming out of the nearby woods. Number 11. Danielle Kramer. Danielle Kramer was 15 years old when she went missing in 2006. The police later found her in the house of a nearby neighbor. She was locked in a closet with the door covered by a dresser. Adam Galt, who was 41 and knew her parents, was the man who took her. It is said that Kramer had a hard childhood and often ran away from her parents. No one knows how she got together with Galt. Number 10. Gabrielle Nagi. Gabrielle Nagi, married and had 2 kids, told his wife on January 21, 1987 that he would be home for lunch, but he never showed up. Later, he found his car on the side of the road, where he had left it. When he took money out of his bank account, that was the last time anyone saw him. He had been gone for 23 years before a Medicare record helped a detective find him. It turned out that Nagi had amnesia and couldn't remember anything about his past. He did odd jobs and lived on the street under a fake name to get by. He was eventually taken in by a church, and that's how he could use Medicare under his real name. Number 9. Michelle Knight, Amanda Berry, and Georgina de Jesus. Michelle Knight, Amanda Berry, and Georgina de Jesus were all taken by Ariel Castro and kept as prisoners in his basement for several years. Many people thought they were dead for years until they were saved and got out of Castro's house in 2013. Castro slept with the girls more than once and had a child with one of them. After he was arrested, he killed himself while he was in jail. Number 8. Jaycee Dugard. In 1991, Philip Garrido took Jaycee Dugard, 11 years old, from outside her home. Dugard was kept in a shack for 18 years in Garrido and his wife's backyard. She was raped a lot and told a lot of lies. She also had 2 daughters while in captivity and got a case of Stockholm Syndrome. She was found in 2009 when Garrido took their 2 daughters to UC Berkeley, where he did some strange things that led to Jaycee's rescue. Number 7. Winston Bright. Winston Bright disappeared in 1990, leaving his wife Leslie behind. After 10 years, she told the lawyer that he was dead. Since he was already dead, she got his pension from Verizon so she could take care of their kids. 20 years later, he returned with the name Kwame Sekou, said he had lost his memory, and asked for his pension. People didn't believe the amnesia story, which should be no surprise. Number 6. Harold Wayne Lavelle. Harold Wayne Lavelle cleaned John Wayne Gacy's pool when he was 19. Soon after, he just disappeared. Some of his stuff was even found at Gacy's house. Authorities thought Lavelle was one of the victims of the well-known serial killer, but after 34 years, Lavelle was found living and working in Fort Lauderdale. He told his family at first that he was looking for work in construction, but he ended up going to Florida instead. Lavelle says he didn't know his family thought he was dead and is glad to be back with them. Number 5. Timothy Carney. His roommate last saw Timothy Carney at their apartment on September 28, 2004. He told his boss he would be late for work, but he didn't show up. The Kristen Foundation, a group that looks for lost people, found him after 7 years of searching, but it turned out that he didn't want to be seen and was closely watched by a religious group called Gospel Outreach. His parents were just happy he was safe. Number 4. Bahreddin Khakimov. In the 1980s, Bahreddin Khakimov was hurt while fighting for the Russians in the Russian-Afghan War. People in the area took him in and helped him get better. He stayed in the village instead of going back to his troop. He got married and changed his name to Sheikh Abdullah. Later, a group of veterans went looking for him. When they found him, he was 53 and working as an herbal doctor in Herat. Number 3. Carlos de Salazar. At age 26, the Spanish doctor Carlos de Salazar disappeared for no clear reason. He was thought to have died in 1995. 20 years later, people picking mushrooms in Tuscany came across him living in a nature reserve. He was very depressed, so he decided to leave his life behind and live as a hermit, where he stayed for 20 years. Number 2. Judith Bello. At age 28, Judith Bello, a wife and mother of 2, was last seen in Stanwood, Washington, where she had left her car. Police thought it was a murder, but the case went cold. In 2011, after 18 years, she was found in Southern California with a new family. 2 states away, she is said to have left her children behind because her husband was mean to her. Number 1. Melvin Opoff and Jacqueline Raines Crackman. A couple from Nebraska named Melvin Opoff and Jacqueline Raines Crackman had not been seen for more than 44 years. He left at 31, while she left at 18. It was considered a murder case the whole time, but in 2009, an investigator found them alive and well. They had decided to leave their families and start over, but they didn't want anyone to know where they were going. The video is over, and so is today. Sincerely, I hope you enjoyed it. Comment below and tell us which one topic you want to see the next script. If you liked the video, please click the like button and tell your friends about it. We'll be back with another video soon. Until then, keep up your good work and take care of yourself.